Good news, we figured the armrest situation.
Nobody gets any.
No one gets it. Okay, hey, everybody out there. Today is Columbus Day. Happy Columbus Day for everybody. And I wasn't planning on doing nothing this morning as far as a video or anything like that. As you can see, we ain't even made the bed or nothing, right? But I woke up this morning and I was looking at X like I always do, kind of get my news from there and then check it out with news sources. And I saw this old lady get on there this morning and she gave the most hateful, obnoxious, and racist comments on Kamala Harris without hatred and racism and divisiveness. She doesn't have a platform.
Right.
All right? She gets on there talking about how does she put Europeans coming here and conquering and displacing and bringing disease. And all right, look. For one thing, the Indians were doing this to each other way before the white man showed up. Christopher Columbus wasn't exactly a white man. He came from Spain. Well, I think maybe,
He
Portugal,
was
Spain,
Italian,
Italian,
and the Spanish queen gave him
right.
the money for the La Niña,
Anyway,
La Pinta, y la Santa Maria.
It's 500 years. Grow up.
Oh,
I
no.
don't care if you have an Indigenous People Day, but why are you taking Columbus Day? That's the problem I have with you. You have to destroy everything for your vision of utopia. And there are people that are simple minded enough to believe that this is a real thing. Okay? I mean, oh my gosh, the Democratic Party is the party of racism, hatred, divisiveness, outright lies, pedophilia, child mutilation, and what do they call it? Infanticide or whatever, baby killers. You people are disgusting. Okay, and look, don't think that the church and the right of this party, because it's a uniparty, don't think that look, these goddamn, excuse me. Oh, that was a sin.
Yeah, calm down, buddy. Come back.
All right, I'll calm down. But anyway, I mean, the conservatives go right along with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you people are nasty. All right, Epstein. Okay. What?
Diddy.
Yep. P. Diddy. And look, Hollywood all jumps in line to support these people. Why? Because most of them are pedos too.
Look, why are we still we shouldn't forget our history, okay? Because those that forget history are doomed to repeat it.
That's right.
But that does not mean that you hold accountable people that were never even close to the events, accountable for those events. So just because you're white, just because you might have been,
I'm fairly sure my family and my wife's family did not come here with Christopher Columbus.
Exactly. So it is even unbiblical, friends. What did God said? The sins of the father will be paid by, there was like a third generation, but then later on, he says everybody will be accountable for their own sins. We cannot be accountable for someone else's sins in the past either.
So, y'all just looking for freebies. Grow up.
Yeah.
Get a damn job. Pay your way. Start a family. Fathers, stay at home. Don't let the woman kick you out. Raise your kids and be prosperous. All right? Everybody's looking for a freebie. And I mean, this whole victim mentality that's going around out there. I mean, it's like no one alive ever owned a slave here. No one alive was ever a slave here. I mean, just get over it already. I'm tired. The white slave trade was worse than what happened to the Africans here in America. By far, it was worse. And it went all through Europe. And by the way, they were Muslims, right? Yeah, they were the people that you seem to be supporting in Palestine.
Yeah.
If you're going to do history, Kamala, do real history, all right? Why don't you explain about your people in India?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So it's all it's all designed
It
to
is.
get people mad at each other.
Yeah, and I'm tired
continue-
of being mad at people. Just stop, people.
to continue to sow division between
Yeah.
the people. Because the longer we stay divided, the easier it is to tear us apart. The easier it is to take over the country and do whatever the heck they want with it. Okay? So, if we are divided over race, religion, who's allowed to kill people, little babies, and if we're divided over X,
Absolutely.
Y, and Z, the dumbest thing, some of the things that we're divided over are just so silly.
It's so silly. There's right and wrong. I don't care what anybody says, yeah. But I mean, for her to get on there this morning and give a hate-filled speech, I thought was outrageous. Okay? Like, we're not divided enough. Let me see if I can stir the hornet's nest up. All right? Just stop.
I think
She'll do anything for
power.
power.
I think we're going to get a Kamala presidency.
I do too, and
That's
I'll tell you why. Because they're going to cheat. All right? And for those of you that are simple-minded enough not to understand, whenever the media says our sources, it means they made that shit up. Okay? Whenever they say there's no evidence of, it means there's lots of evidence. They're just not going to look into it or give it credibility. Okay? So,
I don't think they even going to have to cheat.
Yeah, because you think that the Christians are going to betray themselves again, which is likely to happen.
I've been seeing it on Twitter, on the Twitters. Lots of Christians are just going to sit this one out.
All it takes for evil to prevail is for good men to do nothing. We have brainwashed generations of women to thinking that murdering a child is their right. Okay? And it's not your right. And the United States government does not have the authority to tell a woman she can murder her child. And all you guys out there, that's your child she's killing.
Here's the before we understood truly, like, as a child, as a never gave it a thought about when life starts, right? And later on you find out through the scientific method that they do, and all that, that life starts at conception.
It does.
So that a reasonable human being start, oh wait, then you can analyze your own way of thinking. Right. These people are not reasonable.
They're not.
Okay.
I want what I want. And that's what the Democrats bring. They bring selfishness to the table. It's, if I'm inconvenienced, right, I don't have to be responsible for anything I do.
Now, we always say that they've been brainwashed, okay?
Yeah.
And you think, oh, well, that's just hyperbole.
It's not.
No, they are truly brainwashed. Yeah. Their brains are incapable of understanding the logic behind killing a human being. That it's in the womb, okay? So the women are literally seeing this as a battle that they are going to, that we are taking away a fundamental right.
And it's not a right.
And it's not, okay? But that's what they see, okay? They have been brainwashed, and they have this, they can't see it anymore because they have been indoctrinated from the beginning, from schools, from when they were in middle school and high school, and by the time that they go to college or they are at an age that they can vote, they have had this ingrained in their system that they have the right to kill a human being, but they don't see that. They see that as, I have a right to autonomy to my body.
Right.
And they cannot separate those two things. Now, why do I think that Kamala is going to win? Because these women see this issue this way. They see this as a personal attack to themselves and to the right to do whatever they want with their body. And reason will not change that.
And here's the thing. And my wife is totally right. But there's something else to the mix, okay? There's lies. The mainstream media just outright lies. I watched that one lady talking to the vice president, J.D. Vance, And she's saying, look, Trump said that the Venezuelan gangs were taking over apartment complexes, but the sheriff in Aurora, Colorado said that it was only a few apartment complexes. You get that? Only a few. She's trying to minimalize it. I lived in Colorado in the Denver area, which is where Aurora is, and those apartment complexes are massive. Okay? And this is America. It's like he said. And it's the way of looking at this. Trump wants to, and you just believe it without even looking into it. No. The Constitution is very specific. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't agree with abortion for any reason whatsoever. But I do agree with Trump's stance, unfortunately. He's turned into pro-choice, okay?
Yeah.
Now,
That's bad.
it's not mentioned in the Constitution, so therefore it goes to the states. That's why Roe versus Wade was overturned, because the federal authorities don't have the right to do that. It goes to the states. Now, I live in Texas, and Texas says no. If you're a woman and you don't agree with that, you have the option to leave Texas or go out of Texas to do your dirty business. But it's overreached by the federal government, and you guys, it's crazy. Are you looking for it in there?
I want the part where it says, "We the people that serve inalienable rights."
Oh, yeah.
Where is that one? Is that in the beginning? Hang on, this is some high quality.
It says, introduction. What's up? I am committed only. No. Right here. Right there.
Okay, watch. My husband was talking about how no, the government doesn't have the right to tell anybody that they can murder a child. Okay, now they will tell you that God has no right into their bodies. There's no thing. Now it says, "We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union." We're not doing that. Establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare. Okay. Remember COVID?
Yeah.
Remember how they said those that didn't get vaccinated couldn't do X, Y, and Z, and they limited your ability to travel?
Yeah.
Okay. And secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish the Constitution for the United States of America. Now, there is the word, I think it's the Constitution, not the Constitution, but the
No, it's literally in one of the last articles of Constitution where it says.
No, it's in the.
What are you looking for?
The signing of the thing. On the paper.
Yeah, that was the Declaration
That was it.
of
The
Independence.
Declaration.
Right.
It says that we're all born with certain inalienable rights. The
right
right to pursue happiness and all of that, life and the pursuit of happiness. That right was given to us by God, and it was acknowledged and put in paper by our founding fathers. Friends, nobody can nobody can deny a child the right to life.
That's right.
Okay, that is my problem with. I know that we say that there are state issues and everything. Yeah. And my husband is right. That is not.
I don't believe anyone has the right to tell you can murder.
But it is a federal issue. It is a federal issue. The right to live.
Yeah.
It's not a state issue. And I think that Donald Trump buckled on that one.
I think he did. He bent a knee. And I'm telling you why he bent a knee. Because Christians are weak. Oh my God, we are so weak. Hey, set a Quran on fire in the middle of a protest and see what happens, okay? Then set a Bible on fire on a college campus and see what happens. Some reason the church walked away from the schools. The church walked away from politics. These are weak men. No, you're a shepherd. You need to rule. You need to lead your flock. And you're not doing that. You're using chapter and verse to justify cowardice. That's my problem with churches, all right?
So why are we going to get a Kamala presidency?
Because the church,
because we're
yeah,
murdering babies.
it's
Okay,
big sin.
God is you. This is it. See, this is why they keep you ignorant of your scriptures, because the one thing that God disliked the most was the murdering of little children, and they did that over and over in the Bible, and over. God came down with a hammer on these people.
And look,
okay, now let me just make one last point on that. In 2022, what year was that?
2020
Roe v. Wade was overturned
last year,
right?
23.
And so we all celebrated the fact that Roe v. Wade was overturned. Guess what, friends? We are killing babies more now than we did then.
Listen to me.
How did we manage to mess that up even more?
Here's what happened. The Vice President of the United States had the authority to not certify the election. He literally, Mike Pence had the authority, all right? And I can prove this beyond a shadow of a doubt. He had the authority not to certify that election and say, hey, there's too many irregularities. And everybody with an IQ over a potato knows now that this election was stolen. There was irregularities in key cities. I mean, oh my God, it was just a shambles. But he caved, okay? And he certified the election. Now, if he did not have the right, okay, now this is very important. If he didn't have the right to not certify the election, then why, as soon as Joe Biden took office, why did Congress pass a law taking that power away from the vice president if he didn't have the power? All right. Now, the problem with certifying that election is everybody with an IQ over a potato knows that they cheated, but there's no legal mechanism to overturn the election. And they still want, for some reason, there are people out there that believe our elections are fair. All right. They want to keep that illusion going, and they are not. If you don't believe that, go to California and try to register as a Republican. You can register as a Democrat online, but in order to register as a Republican, you have to go down there in person to do it. And then they make you jump through the loops.
I just think, in all honesty, I know that you think they're gonna steal it.
We disagree.
I think that they're gonna win fair and square. I think that you're gonna have all the new girls, brand new 18-year-old girls. They have been brainwashed. Yeah. They have been manipulated into believing that an abortion is their inalienable right. All this new generation and boys, not just girls and boys, that they believe that all of this stuff, they just turned 18. Every single one of them is going to vote.
But
they're going to vote. Then you have all the women, the cat ladies.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? They believe that you have that as well.
40-year-old single women with cats. There's a reason you're a 40-year-old single woman with cats.
You have your LGBT people.
Oh, yeah.
The people that support the LGBT people. You have all this fringe stuff going on in the right. And the ones that feel like the world has not been fair to them and they think that Kamala is the answer to the problems. That's what they have. Yeah. They have amalgamation of people that feel disenfranchised by the people on the other side. Now, what do we have? We have a bunch of self-righteous little weenies on the pulpit saying, oh, I'm not going to vote for anybody because of that. Yeah. And so we ourselves are staying out of, you're writing yourself out of the thing. And every single vote that you don't get for one or the other is a vote for Kamala. I
mean, you guys believe the propaganda and you don't believe what she says. Yeah. She has been talking gun confiscation for years. She's been talking higher corporate taxes for years. She's been now she wants to put a tax on profits you don't even have. This lady, if she gets elected, this country is on a path of destruction. Now, you look at England, okay? Just take a good look. Everybody's talking about the great colonizer, England, right? England is being colonized right now. They don't have a country anymore, okay? They have a whole bunch of people running for cover and being scared, all right? I choose not to live like that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, believe what this woman says, all right? Not what she's saying now, because she seems to just be repeating what Trump says.
Now watch. Just for those of you that actually know your Bible,
Yeah.
okay? The Jews had, the Hebrews had, the Hebrews, the Jews had been in the land for a while, and they have committed even worse atrocities than the pagan cities that were there. That's where we are right now. We're committing atrocities left and right.
Yeah.
God took out the good people and sent them to Babylon.
Yes.
Send them to be ruled under a new king, Nebuchadnezzar.
Nebuchadnezzar, yep.
You have the people.
And we know this is a fact because we have found the library in Babylon, and you can see the records where the Jews were drawing rations, including Jehoiakim, I think it was, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, his son, and his name is on the rolls as receiving rations.
So God takes out his people. Why are you seeing a great exodus out of the big cities right now?
Boy.
Okay?
It's nasty.
Watch. The people that stay behind refuse to submit to the new king, the pagan king. Okay?
Yeah.
So what did Nebuchadnezzar did when they rebelled against him? He came in and destroyed every single thing in that temple. He destroyed the temple, destroyed the city, destroyed everything. We are being given a Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah.
Okay? And you can either pluck your nose and vote.
Yeah. Just hold your nose. That's what I'm going to do. Because I don't like the fella.
Or you can refuse the pagan king, and you're going to end up with an even more pagan king. And I tell you what, God, where, she might codify.
Yeah.
The ability of every woman
baby killing.
That would be unimaginable, and it's an unimaginable sin on a whole nation scale, and therefore God will tear this country apart bit by bit.
Pedophiles,
yeah,
child mutilation, sex in the school of all kinds. We need to get that out of the schools, okay? Oh man!
How
Look,
do you start?
Epstein, P. Diddy.
You got to start by taking down the system.
Yeah, you got to start by vote for change. I think it's funny, these people in the cities are the most racist, vile, disgusting people. And you live there, okay? And you just keep voting for the same people. Now, like it's going to change anything. It's insanity.
Is Trump the guy that is going to
nope.
That is Trump the guy? Has Trump compromised on his values?
Yes.
But at least he's not promising to codify abortion.
Yeah.
Kamala will do it the chance he can.
And that's the difference.
And how do you get rid of that after that?
That's what swayed me to vote for him. Because I just wasn't going to vote. You can ask my wife. I mean, I soul searched on this forever. But all Kamala Harris talks about is codifying baby killing. Trump believes in the status quo. That's good enough for now. We have big problems. But
in order to stop the train and turn it around, you got to stop it first.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah.
You can't turn it around when the train is still moving that way. You got to stop and then reverse.
There's a valid point, okay, for immigration. I believe we should have immigration, okay? But the people that they're immigrating, right? And the reason here, let me explain to you why. The reason we need immigration is because we don't have a workforce. Our young women have stopped giving us children. The gatekeeper to this world, God put Eve on the planet, right? And Adam, which just means man, and Eve were told to be fruitful and multiply. Now, when our women stop having children because they're murdering them, okay, then we need a workforce. Now, where these people are going wrong is they're allowing the wrong people to immigrate. We're allowing a welfare system to come into this nation. Now, if you want to believe that the Democrats are doing this for a voter base or not, that's up to you. But when you look at all the laws that are being proposed, they're trying to let illegal people vote. By illegal, I mean they're here in this country illegally. They're not citizens, all right? They're not green card holders. Now, I would be okay with green card holders, okay? Uh, Voting. That I'd be okay with, but not illegal aliens, okay? And they're doing this to stay in power. This is the power elite, and they're the Democrats. And unless we stop this, we're in trouble.
Big time.
Big time.
Big time. But again, it all comes down to you don't know God.
It does.
You don't know God, and you don't know His power, and you don't know His wrath.
I sat there this morning, and she gave like a 2 or 3 minute speech. It was the most insulting, hate-filled thing I've heard in a month.
Yeah, came from Kamala.
You did.
Like I said, if we continue to be divided as the people of God, we shall have we shall have a destruction in our country.
Yeah,
I believe it.
I believe it. But anyway,
you do you, boo, right?
Yeah, you do you, boo. But I have to tell you something that's an absolute fact. You're not going to get a choice, all right? You're either going to come to Christ or you're going to come to Islam, okay?
Yeah.
Islam is a very violent, very pushy religion. They will not allow you to live in peace. They're going to force you to convert.
Yeah.
That's a fact of life, okay? You can believe that or not, but I never would have believed we'd have had a coup in America and nobody cared.
Yeah.
You know why? Because you people in Hollywood, you want to stay in power. So if it's a coup and it's someone that's woke, you're perfectly okay with it.
Yeah. The thing is,
this ain't legal.
You don't see the things like, you know how we have this church, the church, so to speak, today.
Yeah.
They has all this sissy, weenie.
Oh my God.
Preachers and
just weak men.
And weak men that are afraid of women and all this stuff, right? Your parallel is England. That's how they started.
Yeah.
With this hyper charismatic. Don't worry about it. God is you. You're the precious people of God. Nothing's going to happen to you and all of that. But let me tell you, see where England is now? That's where we're going. We're going to be overtaken by a different religion because we don't see the forest for the tree, man.
And you want proof? When Roe versus Wade was overturned, Christians had worked, and a lot of people had worked for 50 years. That day in church, I was expecting a hallelujah sermon. Didn't happen. I had to challenge my elders and my pastors. Finally, like 3 or 4 weeks later, they gave a sermon on it, and it was wishy-washy. It was covering their butt for both sides. And I was like, that's the weakest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're weak.
But anyway, I mean, look, if you want a holiday, make a holiday. Stop kidnapping traditional holidays for your use.
Yeah.
All right? And it's crazy. And another thing, if you're going to give Black History Month, you should give the veterans a month, okay? We should actually, Memorial Day should be a month.
Yeah.
Anyway, God bless everybody.
God bless. Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.